Hello from Myrtle Beach. Today we are going to take a walk down the beach with you and share with you what Myrtle Beach is really like in the month of March. Hi, I'm Carmen. If you're new here, we cover everything Myrtle Beach and the surrounding area. If you're a return viewer, welcome back. We are so glad to have you with us. Before we get into talking about March, just really quickly, you might notice today we have changed our venue. We usually walk down somewhere near Hotel Row. Today we're at the Myrtle Beach State Park. We decided to come down here just to give you a different beach walk. A lot of you have said you love our monthly beach walks, so we hope you enjoy this different location. This is just south of Myrtle Beach. It's called the Myrtle Beach State Park, but I guess technically it's in the county, not the city, but still close enough, and we'll be able to see the hotels once we get past the pier here. We're going to share with you everything you need to know about Myrtle Beach in the month of March, and as locals we're going to share with you what it's really like here in March. We're going to talk about weather, crowds, events. We're also going to talk about money and saving money and that kind of thing, and whether spring break is a factor, all the kind of things you need to know when you're planning your vacation for the month of March. So in Myrtle Beach, the weather in March is pretty variable. One good thing is it is not hurricane season, so you don't have to be concerned with that yet. However, we can still get severe weather any time of the year, just like anywhere. I mean, no different than anywhere else. But that's not a huge consideration. But what you do need to think about is March is windy. I mean, that's pretty typical in a lot of places, not just here. And when it's windy, it can feel cooler than the actual temperature. So while we might get some very, very pleasant days, we also can get some very, very chilly days in March. So when you pack, think about packing in layers. Think about packing all different kinds of things. So bring your shorts and t-shirts. Look at the weather before you come on your favorite weather app, but also bring some pants, long sleeves, and at least a jacket. I'm not saying you're going to need heavy duty winter clothes, although like I said, check the weather before you come. You never know, but it's unlikely. But definitely look before you come and pack a lot of different layers, because it might be one of those situations where you need like long pants in the morning, but by the afternoon you could switch over to shorts and a t-shirt, or you might just need the shorts and sweatshirt type outfit. It just depends. Also, let's talk about spring break. So March is not typically spring break for school age, I guess you would call them kids. However, it is spring break for a lot of colleges and universities. So with March, are we like Daytona Beach? Absolutely not. Myrtle Beach does not get very many university and college spring breakers. We do get a few from local colleges and universities that are within, like a 2-hour drive of here. But this is not a huge place for college spring breakers. So you're not going to see the wildness that you see down at Daytona Beach. A big reason for that is it's still a little too chilly for that. This is not going to be swimming in the ocean, despite the people that you see freezing. The water is very cold right now. It's not going to be swimming in the ocean, laying out bikinis. It's not going to be that time of the year here. So because of that, that's sort of an advantage. We don't get a huge influx during the college spring break season. And like I said, April or around Easter, so if Easter happens to hit in March, then you might see some regular spring break, meaning school-age kids spring breakers. But if Easter is in April, which it is this year, then you're not going to see a lot of that in March. So that goes right into crowds. That means you will not see huge crowds when you come here in March. It is a nice shoulder month before the crowds hit, the spring break crowds hit in April. So you're still kind of getting the nice open, not too crowded winter type season, but without the super cold temperatures. Like I said, you might have a chilly day, but not so bad. You can also still get some pretty good prices in March, which is nice. So that goes into the next topic, which is saving money. March is not going to be one of the most expensive months by any means. Like I said, unless Easter hits in March, which it does occasionally. As long as Easter's not in March, you should be able to get some pretty good deals on hotels, on Airbnbs, or I guess that's just Vrbo now, on, any type of thing that you want to rent. You might be able to get some really good deals. Also, speaking of good deals, keep in mind that you might be able to get some good deals on attractions and restaurants, again, because we are not into full tourist season yet in March. There goes an airplane taking off from the airport. And so you might want to look into, there's a couple of coupon books around here, but they also have online versions, Big Bucks and other coupon books that you can find in the front of hotels, in the front of grocery stores, that kind of thing. And those will have some good deals for you on both attractions and restaurants. You can also look for early bird specials if you don't mind eating a little bit off times and sometimes get some good deals. And also look for Groupons online for some good deals on local attractions and restaurants and that kind of thing. So there's definitely still deals to be had in the month of March. And in fact, if you're coming from Canada or if you're coming from up north and plan to stay for an entire month, some people do, you can get some excellent deals if you're willing to rent for an entire month. So that's something else to look into, because once you get past March, you don't see a lot of those good month-long deals anymore, because they can make more money just renting a week or a few days at a time. Take a look out over the ocean, so pretty, back towards the pier. And I'll talk a little bit slightly, you see how there's no hotels here at the state park. I'll talk about that in just a minute. Actually, we can talk about what type of accommodations they have here too while we're here. But yeah, you can definitely still get some good deals in March and rent by the month. So while we're at the state park, if you're not familiar with it, there's two state parks here. This is the Myrtle Beach State Park. A little further south in Murrells Inlet, it's the Huntington Beach State Park. Both state parks are fairly inexpensive to get into for the day. It's usually about $8 per adult, and it's cheaper for children and seniors. You can also get an annual pass if you come here often. And they do have tent camping, RV camping, and the Myrtle Beach State Park only, not Huntington Beach, also has cabins for rent. So that's another place you could think about staying, but they do book out pretty far ahead, especially the cabins. But even the campsites, especially during popular times of the year, they book out pretty far ahead. So definitely something to keep in mind. But since we're here doing a little different filming this time in a different location, we just thought we'd share this lovely location. If you'd like to see a full tour of this, we have that on our channel where we go in great detail. You can go to YouTube, search for Carmen and Brian, and then put in Myrtle Beach State Park, and it will come right up, and you can watch our tour with all the details, all the pricing information, everything that you need to know about it. If you're enjoying this video, please give it a thumbs up or a like. That helps other people find our videos, and we greatly appreciate it. It really helps us out. Next up, let's talk about what's open and what's closed. So now we are getting into the time of the year when almost everything is open. There's not that many things that close for the winter here. I've mentioned a few of them in our January and February videos, but almost everything by March is back open. The only exception would be Family Kingdom Amusement Park. This year they plan to open in April. That varies each year, but this year they are planning to open in April, but pretty much everything else will be back open in March. And so if your favorite restaurant was closed for the off season, they are most likely open in March. Definitely call ahead to be sure, but you don't have to worry too much once we get into the March time of the year. Let's talk about the March festivals. So that's one of the greatest things about living here in Myrtle Beach. There are so many festivals. In March, the festival season really starts to pick up a little, and then it really explodes as you get a little further into the spring. The first thing we actually mentioned this in our February video, since it's on March 1st, but is the Myrtle Beach Marathon. Even if you're not interested in running the marathon or watching the marathon, it's a good thing to be aware of because it creates some traffic issues and they close some of the roads. Obviously, it's in the morning hours, so if you're going out in the afternoon, it's not going to be a big deal. Also on March 1st is Lulu's Mardi Gras Golf Cart Parade at Barefoot Landing. That's in North Myrtle Beach. That's Saturday, March 1st at 1 p.m. You come dressed in your Mardi Gras finest. And also at 2 p.m. they have a golf cart parade. That's when the parade actually begins. So that's a lot of fun. Next up, March 7th and 8th is the Surfside Beach Barbecue Festival. If you're not familiar with Surfside Beach, it is just south of where we're at right now. It's just south of Myrtle Beach, right below the state park. A couple of campgrounds, and then you've got Surfside Beach. So that's a fun thing to check out, and that is free. Obviously, you have to pay for the food, but the festival doesn't cost anything. Definitely recommend it. Also, I mentioned some Canadian friends come down in March. March is the Can-Am Days festival that runs March 8th through the 16th. That celebrates our Canadian visitors. And they have fun events, giveaways, discounts, and concerts. The Run to the Sun car show is March 13th through the 15th, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. in the former Myrtle Beach Square Mall location. So the mall's not there anymore. That's just a vacant lot, but a lot of people are familiar with that location. That is at 2501 North Kings Highway. And then the North Myrtle Beach St. Patrick's Day Parade and Festival is Saturday, March 15th at 9 a.m. And that is on Main Street in North Myrtle Beach. If you're not familiar with Main Street, we have a video walking tour of that. And we've actually been to that event. It is a lot of fun. Definitely recommend it. If you'd like to learn more about Myrtle Beach and the surrounding area, be sure to click on the video on your screen right now. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.